It's Atlanta's number one hip-hop station, Hot 107.9. I am Moran, the man, back in full effect. And it's always a privilege and a pleasure when I just get people to push up on me for just cool conversations. And my guy done pulled up on me, man. My boy from Macon, man.
What's happening?
Holla at the city, man. Who I'm talking to?
What's good? It's LA, man. How you feeling, Moran, bro?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. God is amazing. How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. Album just dropped a couple weeks ago.
Congratulations.
We've been moving. You know what I mean? Shout out to BMG. Shout out to everybody that's on the team. Yeah, we've been moving, man. It's been going crazy. This record with Gold Link, we've been moving that for a little bit. It's been good. The reception's been great too. You know, can't complain.
Absolutely, man. So you're definitely somebody, you've been putting in a lot of work. You know, throughout the years. You know, we all had some ups, we've all had some downs, but you stayed in it, man.
Stayed in it, bro.
You stayed in it. Where do you think that comes from, man?
Man, I don't know. Honestly, like just the will to try to you know, make something of myself and, you know, create a legacy. You know, I got a daughter now, so it's like just making sure that she see that we still fighting. You know what I mean? We still moving. Everything is for her at this point. You know what I mean? So that's the real, you know, answer. You know.
So would you say your daughter pretty much just gave you like a more of a purpose?
Yeah, 100%. I think if it wasn't for her, I'd have been done.
Wow.
But you know, like, you know, when she came into the picture, it was like, all right, we gotta. You know, we were down it was a low point. You know, COVID was kind of like, you know, a big deal at the time, and you know, not a lot of people was out moving, but you know, we kept it going, and here we are dropping another album. You know, so
there it is. There it is. I came across your music, I want to say 2015. Yeah, when the Crazy record was just going crazy on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's 2025.
Yes, sir. 10 years.
Yes, it's been 10 years. Like, it's really been 10 years since I would say the world really got a chance to really get to know you through your music. What would you say is probably the biggest lesson you've learned from then until now?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, honestly, just staying in it. You know what I mean? Like, because 10 years, I mean, it's going to be ups, it's going to be downs. Yeah. A lot of times things ain't going to go your way, but at the end of the day, you just got to figure out how to navigate that and figure out how to kind of re-energize yourself almost as an artist. So there's been a lot of moments like that to try to get back into the fight. A lot of moments that was down and like trying to figure it out, but at the end of the day, my drive to be, you know, great has been at the forefront. So can't complain with the results these days. You know, the album is doing really well.
Yep.
And, I'm just happy to just kind of get my foot back in the door. I feel like that's where it is right now. We're just getting back into the door. And this time, no, we're not letting off the gas, though, you know. So
absolutely. Would you say this is like a space of reinvention for you?
I think so. I mean, honestly, like, going into this album, we were trying to figure out how to separate ourselves from what was out right now. So we had the whole storyline kind of woven throughout the album. We had it's very cinematic, honestly. Like when you listen to it from top to bottom, Lotus Ave is just like this story from top to bottom. It's like you can press play on it and to the end, you feel like you're in a movie, you know, like sonically, you know. And that was how I was kind of figuring out how to separate myself and what was going on today. You know, a lot of people just put track by track out, you know, song. But we were like, how can we, you know, figure out how to create a world and bring people into something that they want to stay in for a little bit. And that was the deciding factor. So
I think you're in a very, very unique place as far as just your music, as far as just your brand as a whole, because you are in a space now. Like, you know, I've been familiar with you. Like I know you, of course.
My guy.
You know what I'm saying? But there are people who are just starting to get to know you. You know what I mean? How does that feel?
It's good. I was just telling my homie Steve, I'm like, bro, I been hearing, you know, through the grapevine, just people catching wind of it. I think Tricky Stewart just followed me earlier today.
Oh, wow.
And I think he was telling me like B Cox has been kind of like on to it. Like he caught wind of it. So it's like just hearing like what's going on and how many people is grabbing a hold of it. It's like, okay, we kind of like are back in here a little bit. You know, we still got some more to do, but reinvention and is always great. So we that's the time we on right now. So,
totally. Yeah. Absolutely. How does LA feel about his impact? And the reason why I ask that is because, you know, you really, really hopped on the scene as far as capturing people with that song. But I think it's safe to say that early trap soul R&B sound, you were a part of that.
Yeah.
we see where it is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like R&B.
It's pretty much that.
Yeah.
You know, at this point. Yeah. I was definitely at the forefront of it. I definitely remember me, Bryson, I think Black came into the picture a little like a few months after that where so it's like I just remember it being a certain way at one point. Kaylani.
Yeah, definitely Kaylani.
You know what I mean? Like I just remember that early SoundCloud 2015, 2016 wave ushering in a new sound almost, you know, and to see where it's at now is super cool. But I mean, I don't think I would ever get the credit for that, you know, just being a part of the.
Well, damn it, I'm gonna give you credit. I would give you credit.
But you know what I mean? It's cool. I know what it is, you know, and that's what this is. This what this album's about. You know, we're just trying to get back into the know, let people know, you know, we still here. So.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, being here in this new space, do you have any new goals, any new dreams? Because, I mean, you know, being signed, that's something that you've already achieved.
Done it.
Sold out shows, you've done that.
2 or 3 times.
You know what I mean?
Sold out shows, yeah, I've done that a lot. Different places, different times. Yes, I mean, honestly, I've done a lot more than I thought I would do. Like back in the day, if you would have told me that, like back in that early Macon, Georgia, like coming up and doing talent shows and these live showcases. Yeah, I've done a lot since then. So I'm just enjoying the ride. You know, kind of whatever happens at this point. You know, I'm just allowing things to happen organically and whatever happens. But yeah, I mean, I would love to be recognized for this body of work I just put out, and that's kind of the focus point right now is just trying to get that out to the masses and let people know that Lotus Ave is out and the album is doing great and we want people to listen to it.
For sure. Yeah. Talk to us about how it all came together though. Like what was like the real, I mean, you hinted to, you know, we wanted people to know what we did before for the culture. Yeah. But what else went into this part of making it like?
The album?
Yeah, the album. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so I had put this EP out with an artist called Xavier Omar.
Yep,
or his name is Xavier Omar. Yeah, he's another R&B artist.
Go crazy too.
Yeah. Once that came out, it was like, okay, let's figure out what just a solo album feels like at this point. So I started working on some stuff. Me and my homie Dylan Graham, he is pretty much the executive producer of this thing. We put our minds together and crafted some dope songs, and from there, it just kind of just snowballed into an album. I don't know. You record one song and you're like, let's set this aside. That sounds great. And you do another one and that sounds great. And then you realize like, okay, this feels like
I could do this.
Yeah, this feels like it's a part of a bigger, you know, thing. So, and then at that point, it's like, okay, well, how do we tell a story with these songs? How do we weave, you know, a story throughout, you know, song to song and make it make sense from top to bottom? So that was a challenge, trying to figure that out. You know, that was me sitting, scratching my head for days, you know, nights. But I think we cracked the code and we were able to get it out. I know once it was done, I was very, very excited just to hear it from top to bottom in its whole, and to realize it makes sense. That was like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's very cohesive. Yeah. So it's like, sometimes when you listen to these albums, you're like, that don't make sense. Like from this part to that part, like how did he get here? Like what happened with this, or how did she get here? You know? And I was just like trying to figure out how to make it all make sense and make it feel like it's supposed to be there. So I was happy to, that was like a very big challenge for me. So I was happy that it all came together. So
that's what it is.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, coming from making a collab project with Xavier, and deciding to put something out by yourself after the success of that, was it intimidating for you to step out?
Ooh, yeah, almost in a sense, just because, you know, it had been so long. I think the last project that I put together and out was 2021 or 3 under Motown. You know, so it had been a few years since I like really tried to hone those skills and try to put everything back together again. But it's like riding a bike. You know, I've been doing this long enough to really understand my brand, my sound, you know, what I want to say. So when I sit down and think about what it is and I take the time out to do it, it really just comes like that, you know. And I feel like I can do that right now. If you're, you know, to ask me like, okay, what is the next thing gonna sound like? I'll probably be able to figure it out in the next 30 minutes. So
Right now.
yeah. So I don't know. I think that's a real gift, honestly. I think that's a God-given gift, to just musicians in general. It's just a divine gift, to be able to just pull stuff out the air and just put it on a track and be like, that was nothing, and here's magic,
Yeah. Everybody can't do that, especially people can, but it's one thing if you're like going in with like a plan, but it's like when you pull the stuff out the air and it's actually good.
Right, it's good. It's good. A lot of people can do it, but it's like, is it good? Yeah, so, for sure, 100%.
That part. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about your growth as an artist. How would you? Because sonically you have grown tremendously. Like whatever you was doing back then, you not on that. No, you've grown, evolved.
Yeah.
How would you describe your sound?
I think at its core, it's gospel is like the foundation. So a lot of the chords that I use and I have used, it's rooted in gospel music.
Right.
And then from there, it shapes into R&B, and from there we branch out to other sounds. And what Touch, the single with Gold Link, that was more house. It felt like a house record almost. But it does have like traces of R&B, and then the chords are different as well. It's different. So, yeah, just experimenting at this point, just trying to figure out what sounds good to me, and obviously keeping that trap soul kind of like element in some places, but not through the whole thing. I like the sound at this point, but it's like, how can we expound on that and make it, a little bit different than what people are accustomed to? So. Yeah, just figuring it out, and it has been a progression from the early days to now, but you gotta evolve. You got to. So,
how'd you find Gold Link? Like, where has he been? Like, where has Gold Link been?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
How did you find him?
He's in South Africa.
Oh wow, I did not know that. Okay, that explains a lot.
In fact, he's in South Africa in the music video. Like he shot his part in South Africa, and yeah, that guy is just a free spirit, man. I'll call him one day, he'll be in London. Hit him up the next day, he's in South Africa, and he might be in DC. That's his home.
Yep.
So he'd be everywhere. But I sent him the song, and he was like, "This is hard. Send it over." And he sent me the verse back like the next day. So yeah, that's the homie. I was happy that we were able to get one. We've been talking about it for a while, but just timing.
Yeah,
it's great timing.
I understand.
So, yeah.
Shout out to Gold Link.
Shout out to Gold Link. But other than that, man, I've just been promoting this thing and trying to get it out to the masses, and it's been fun doing that and figuring out different ways to figure that out. So but yeah, some shows coming up soon, and working on some other stuff that I haven't been able to kind of like flesh out just yet, but in due time. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Love that, man.
Yes,
Love
sir.
that. Well, in closing, man, just talk to the city, man. Give some advice, give some game to that artist that's trying to get back in.
Yeah, man.
Maybe they've just had some ups and downs, but you still here, man. Talk to that person.
Yeah, of course, bro. I mean, honestly, like at this point, I have to say, like, if you have a sound, stick to it, expound on it. Figure out how to, craft what you want to say in a way that makes sense to you and your audience. But also, it's like, what do you want to be known for? You know what I mean? Like, what is you want your legacy to be? And I think, like, I was watching this Lupe Fiasco interview the other day where he was saying, like, his earlier records was like, shoot 'em up, you know what I mean? That type of situation. And then he realized, like, one day, is this what I want to be known for? Like, if this pops, this is what I have to be known for. Like, this is the expectation going forward.
Yep.
So it's really on what feels true to you. And if that is true to you, then that's, I listen to stuff like that all the time.
I do too.
You know what I mean? But I will say, like, if it feels organic and feels genuine, I believe it. If you can make it believe, if you can make me believe, then it's like, yeah. I think audiences can pick up on that. The listeners can pick up on that. So whatever you have to say, and it's genuine, make sure it's genuine. Make sure that people feel that through the music.
That's what it is, champ.
Yeah.
Well, please give our city your social media. Let them know how to get in contact with you.
Sir.
All that and then some, man.
ELHAE. It's LA, man. Thank you for having me, Moran. I appreciate you, my dog. Shout out to 107.9.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother.
Make tap in with my guy, Stream That Project.
Yes,
it's
sir.
Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9. I am Moran, the man at LA in the building.
Yeah.